Hello everybody, welcome back to the next part. So we have an opportunity to get a very powerful trinket for the Plague Doctor. You'll see some purple text that says "Those fools at the university." This is called a trinket set. So you actually need to find the matching trinket if you want to get those bonuses down below for the Plague Doctor. And this disease resistance is going to be very important for our doctor to be able to stay healthy in the coming days. Now, we've spent some time to upgrade this team of characters that we'll be using. Level 3 armor and weapons. Yeah, level 3 armor and weapons. They're level 2s. Character is able to have weapons and armor that are one level above their own. There are no heroes that are favorable for us in the stagecoach at this moment. We need another Plague Doctor and Vestal to finish off another team. We have all of our necessary camping skills. We've purchased Wound Care on the Jester, just in case we need to switch to it. Same for the Vestal and Highwayman. So we are able to use those camping skills to our benefit if we should need them. You're able to swap out camping skills just like you're able to swap out fighting skills during a mission. So there's actually no reason to ever just camp immediately. You should always check your camping skills first and then you camp. So just plan out the camping skills first and, swap to the skills that you're going to use and then use them. Don't commit to the campfire first. So we have no one inside the Abbey, no one inside the tavern, but we are using the sanitarium once again with Louvette and Bonnell, removing this Ruminator quirk, which reduces the amount of stress healing received, which is very bad, and Germaphobe. Normally I would not care about this negative quirk, but in the instance that this specific Vestal Louvette will be often paired with a Plague Doctor, that can spell some really unfavorable plays for our character, reducing her accuracy. There are no trinkets inside the stagecoach. However, this Caution Cloak would be very good early game if we would have found it a long time ago, but alas we did not, so we're not going to be taking that trinket. So, we're going to the Crimson Courtyard, and this mission is extremely difficult, far more difficult than normal missions. So we swapped around our trinkets a little bit, because we don't need as much damage on our Jester now. We've swapped to double dodge trinkets on our Jester to allow him maximum ankle breakage. We have swapped to a bleed resist trinket on our Highwayman, because while the bleed that he inflicts upon enemies is great, this Crimson Court DLC is particularly vicious with causing bleed attacks as well as disease. Our being above 100% bleed resist doesn't mean that you're actually 100% chance to resist bleed attacks, because an enemy may have 140%, which, it would decrease it to be something like, what, 22% if they had a 140% bleed roll. But since this is a level 1 mission, it's likely that the enemy's rolls are only maybe 110, maybe 90, somewhere around there, for bleeding you. So the bleed charm is something that we're going to need to make sure our characters are stabilized and they don't take too many bleeds, because a lot of things inflict bleed in this downloadable content. Since I'm probably not going to be using this Drifter's Buckle anymore, I'm going to sell this. Same for this double-edged pendant, not going to use that. Very confident. The Rampart Shield, also very sure that I'm not going to need that. I could just wait until I actually need to sell these items to sell them, but that's okay, because I'm absolutely certain that I'm never going to use them. Same for this Resurrections Collar, not going to use that. And we're not going to need 2 of these for the Grave Robbers. This debuff resist will come in handy later on for the Cove, a Cove boss. So, you can see with this 40% Blight skill chance and what we'll get from the subject notes, then we'll have a very, very healthy Plague Doctor that's able to blight and poison our enemies very effectively. Also, another reason why I'm going into the Crimson Court is because you can see all of our green quests, which are level 1s, are all short quests, and we all know how brutal these quests are. This one offers a damage stone, which is very, very nice, but unfortunately we don't have any teams besides the one that we have now healthy enough to go into the Cove. We could take this team, but they're very, very specialized for the Warrens. It doesn't mean that they can't take on the Cove, it just means that, well, it'd be brutal, to say the least. And you already saw that this team specialized against humans and beast-like creatures, and you saw what happened to them on a short quest. Short quests are brutal. Go for medium. The campfire gives you a very, very nice, comfortable cushion. Alright, so one pass over our characters to make sure everything is equipped. And we will now provision for the mission. We're going to take plenty of food. $12 is enough. I'm going to move these. Oh god, excuse me. Sorry everyone for the yawning. Sleepy. Very, very sleepy. So we're going to take torches. We're only taking 8 torches for this mission. Okay, we'll take 12. 10. We should have about maybe 10 encounters or so for this mission. We're going to take 3 shovels, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 keys, 2 holy waters, and that should be enough. We're going to take 6 of the blood, full stack of them, because that's going to be very important to keep our characters from dying from the Crimson Curse. Actually, you know what, we'll take 5. Just in case we find one, it doesn't overstack. And we'll have 12 bits of food. We have no shard dust. Our farm run failed quite miserably. So, we're all good. Is everybody skill equipped? You're equipped, you're equipped, you're equipped. Alright. And without further ado, let us continue. Extra torch, just because. I should have taken more bandages.
Gardens surrounding the manor were once a point of pride for the diligent custodians I employed. Great banquets and lavish social affairs were hosted here under the stars. Despite the expectation of propriety normally ascribed to those in our position, we mocked the stoic melancholy of the moss-covered fountains and cherubic statues, our salacious trysts half hidden in the hedgerows, our morality slipping ever deeper into the mud. Soaked and sinking, these stone terraces and sprawling gardens were the site of long-forgotten revelry and well-remembered regret.
So, torches have a different function when you're in the courtyard, because you're not inside of a dungeon, you're outside. So, when you use a torch, it'll increase everyone's accuracy for the next battle. And since we don't really have a torch, everything is lit by a blood light, we permanently receive more stress than usual and have slightly less bleed resist as a result. So you can see torchlight minus 10%. So this is something we can use a bandage on. The bandage literally costed more than we got from... Alright, whatever. Alright. Our first enemies of the Crimson Court. Now, the developers of this game wanted the Crimson Court to be more of a... They didn't want to just go straight up vampires on everything. They... Even though, well, that's what they are, vampires. But they wanted it to be more than that, so they started including lots of things that are all about, you know, sucking the blood out of you.
Great is
You know,
the weapon
fleas,
that cuts on
ticks,
its own.
all sorts of disgusting things. Oh. Did he just bitch slap my flatulent? You're going to pay for that, nerd. Resist. Alright. And enemies also heal off of you. Can we stop? Yes, we can. So since he's gonna die from the damage over time, I'm gonna try and do some stress control here. Oh shit, plus 33% stress. Alright, well, that's the fail on my part to not pay attention. And I seriously need to reorder my skills. It's kind of annoying me. Finish him off. There we go. Get the stress relief for killing the enemy.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
When you're ordering your skills, it goes from left to right in the order in which you click the skills. There we go, that's much better. Right. I want to take these enemies down as quickly as possible, so let's go straight for some heavy damage. You can see the enemies in this down low. You see these bloodsuckers have extremely high stun resist, but everything in this game, in this area, in the courtyard, has very low bleed resist. And all of these characters debuff the bleed resist of enemies that they attempt to bleed. Except the Jester. I should probably be killing that mosquito, the sycophant, but no, we're busy being vomited on repeatedly. Resist? Okay, good.
Death by inches.
Hey, you better not. Alright, so he healed up, so that damage over time that we set up is no longer lethal.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
We have another lethal damage over time set up, and you can't handle these ankles. Get them broken. You see, you might also note that the defense of our team is quite high as well. If they try to attack our third rank, it's unlikely that they'll hit in the first place. Our second rank will riposte them for damage and has about 20 dodge, not bad. And our front rank is the meatiest of us all, with almost no chance of receiving any status ailments. Hopefully we don't get the Crimson Curse on any of our characters. But if we do, we're very much prepared for this. Alright, so this thronging hive, we use the torch to burn it. We can use shovels to get loot from these. Blood flowers.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
We can use a torch here to get some stress relief on a single character by burning the throbbing cocoons. Just do it on the Jester since he's always stress healing everyone else. And he had 18 stress, the highest. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna shuffle my Vestal back into position. I'm gonna move straight to rank 1. And our team is back in position, ready to fight. So let's try and stun the high HP one. The low HP one, oh, okay, he resisted it. Oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. 110% stun chance. Okay, yes, it was 85, so it was a 15% chance.
As the fiend falls.
Right! Nice critical hit. You inspired the entire team. Resist. Okay, good. The Thirst is the primary attack that will allow the enemies to infect you with the Crimson Curse. And this extremely high disease resist that our Flagellant has as a result of these fortifying garlics we have equipped. We're able to make sure we
confidence surges
don't get
as the
sick
enemy crumbles.
for a little bit longer. Now, it's inevitable that your characters will get sick from the Crimson Curse. It's just that carrying disease resist with you will help make sure that it doesn't happen immediately. You can stretch your supply of the blood for quite a bit longer in that regard. Scouting also works differently. Since the whole map is not revealed, it just gets revealed as we travel. Alright, so priority 1, we need to get rid of that sycophant so it doesn't infect someone and get them sick. Hey! No! Well, we held it off for as long as we could, but it is something that I stated before. It is inevitable. It's just unfortunate that it had to be our healer to be the first to get sick. I'm gonna kill this guy.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Ironically enough, those sycophants, they don't leave behind corpses. some enemies don't actually leave behind corpses at all when you kill them. These carrion eaters do, but these sycophants don't.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Since that thing doesn't inflict stress damage unless it gets a critical hit, like everything else in the game.
Confluence of skill and purpose.
We're gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to squeeze some healing and stress relief.
Inspiration and improvement.
So this Crimson Curse, we lose stun, blight, bleed, and max HP, but we gain 1 speed. And the character will behave as though they are afflicted when they hunger for blood. When they start getting hungry.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
We need this, so we're gonna take that. Well, we don't particularly need it, but it's worth good money. And it actually is a very good item, but high speed and high stun chance used to be the mantra of Darkest Dungeon. It still is. It's just that there's more options now. But yeah, that 75 gold, that ain't shit. Excuse me. We'll toss this jade and continue onwards. Gonna use this bandage. Should have brought more bandages because bleed is such a threat in this download content. But we've got 4 holy waters, so we can use that before the alligator fight. We're just gonna have to take extra care for anyone who Okay. So, we've got to travel around in a couple of directions, and nice. We've absolutely erased that little bastard. Let's kill him. We don't need anyone else getting sick for as long as we can. Done.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Another thronging hive, which we will burn. Keep using torches. Now we can use a holy water to cleanse the fountain, but we're just gonna grab.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Extra pieces of the blood. Well, we could use some busts by now. The sanitarium might need some upgrades soon, seeing as we've been using the quirk treatment quite a lot, and we could increase our discounts. Keeping control of your quirks makes sure that you have more control over the game and your characters. It's something that's fully optional, and you can ignore it entirely if you want to, but you can end up getting some really nasty quirks like Curious or Obsessions with food, and it gets disgusting pretty fast, and you'll be very irritated when your characters start doing things that you don't like. We're gonna take this. We're definitely not leaving this blood behind. But what shall we discard for it? We'll just actually feed it to her. There we go. Maybe she won't get urges if we just give her some blood early. You should, oh yeah, guys, you have to be very careful also when attempting to feed a character the blood, because giving them too much will cause an extraordinary amount of stress. And I'm talking like 50 or 60 stress base, amplified by whatever trinkets or debuffs you may have on you at the time. Right, we need to get rid of these manservants. They are incredibly dangerous, and they are a priority 1 target. Deceased. And that is what makes them extremely dangerous. If they decide to guard a stress enemy, they have a very high protection statistics. They may heal themselves through using thirst on you, and they can make your life a living hell very quickly. Now, if you use a stun, you can actually stun them, which will remove their guard. That's how you remove guarding, is by stunning the enemy who's attempting to guard. But this enemy that he's guarding isn't particularly dangerous to us. He inflicts blight at best. Oh yeah, that's the blight. Excuse me. This Jester is also able to bypass guard with his Dirk Stab. So we have all that we need. We have all of the tools with this team to get through the enemies in this downloadable content. We have our team stacked and optimized. Please don't do that to the Vestal. Oh god, they're focusing her down so hard. It is disgusting. Oh well. Ooh, you know what I should have did? I should have just used punishment, because actually I can do that now. I'll just use this, a skill that normally it can only hit rank 1 and 2, but because he's guarding, it hits him instead. So there we go. Both of the back ranks are now dead. Alright, so let me alleviate some stress from my Vistal. And she will alleviate a little bit of his stress. And the Jester will knock down the stress again.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Deeds. I suppose we need these. For more upgrades. We can't let our blacksmith fall behind. We need to keep at least one shovel because I know that there's one obstruction guarding the alligator boss room. We're going to use one torch to alleviate some of the Vestal's stress. Burn another torch to increase our accuracy. Alright, so allow me to make your life miserable, Mr. Manservant. With the high protection of all of the enemies, Bleed becomes extremely effective in culling the enemies. We're gonna try and stun this carrion eater. An interesting thing about guarding, if that enemy would not have died, well, you see how this area of effect attack can hit both rank 3 and 4? If a rank 3 enemy is guarding a rank 4 enemy, if you use an area of effect attack that targets both of them, then the attack will hit both of them. The guarding won't happen. Guarding only applies to just one unit at a time. So if the guarding unit is targeted right along with the unit that they're guarding, then it's also an ineffective protection, since both get hit anyways. So if I would have made a corpse out of the enemy in the front, I could have used Rain of Sorrow to hit both. Nice work. $50 dodge, boy. Or actually 48.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
There's nothing I really want to discard right now. I mean, I could discard some torches, but if we run into mist, then that's going to be pretty bad for us. I don't think we're going to discover any secret rooms. We might as well toss these. Or you know what? No, we needed heirlooms, so we'll keep those and get rid of the medicinal herbs. Now we need those for the goddamn boss fight. We don't need the anti-venom. Should have brought more frickin' bandages. But hey, I'm old and rusty at this game, so I'm doing a good enough job to get through. This is an interactable curio that if you interact with him, you can give him the blood and get some low-tier trinkets, but we don't need anything from him. I think the next fight in here is the crocodile. Yes, it is.
Mutation, unnatural and abhorrent.
Using holy water on everyone to make sure we increase our resistances. I'm gonna keep attempting stuns over and over and over. Should I go for damage? And, well, skipping one of his turns means that we inflict more bleed with everyone else, so. And a 60% chance to skip a boss's turn is good. And he inflicts more damage with one turn than I heal, so. Oh, this enemy is really... Okay, we resisted all of those. Nice. But we're missing all of our attacks. We just buffed everybody's accuracy a little bit. Please skip. Or do I heal? The chances to hit are 60%. Well, everybody's nearly full. Nice. This goes in our favor. Greatly in our favor. That critical hit is going to make him bleed for a long time.
Impressive.
2 crits.
The blood quickens.
Now we're going to top everybody's HP off because this thing can deal some crazy damage. Imagine if those were double crits. It's happened to me. I've gotten hit by a triple crit for 30 damage apiece, and it rolled for bleed on every hero, and it was on the very first turn. Look at those attacks. Now we continue stacking the bleed. More bleed. Continue bleeding. Okay, well, resisted one of them. Gonna give 10 life to our highwayman. And finish off this boss. You're gonna bleed for 12 damage, Sonny. What you gonna do now? Gonna use the medicinal herbs. Alright. You're done. You can't kill those bull rushes. Look at the stats. Ooh,
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Oh yeah, for the man-at-arms to make his riposte be absolutely ridiculous. So he's got a better chance to stun, a better chance to debuff. Death blow resist is nice. And he gets a little bit more stress with the result. I don't think we're going to run into anything else, anything for keys. So I'm going to drop the citrines. Or, I'm sorry, drop the keys. Alright, so we kept the shovel. Gonna heal up our highwayman. That's the last of our food, but... Ooh, I'm so glad that that happened, because he ran into a trap. He dodged it, but that could have hurt us.
The maddening whine of multitudinous wings abates. Let us hope that is the end of things.
Yeah, we can hope, but we know that it's not.
In those younger years, my home was a hive of unbridled hedonism. A roiling apiary where instinct and impulse were indulged with wild abandon. A bewitching predator slipped in amidst the swarm of tittering sycophants. Though outwardly urbane, I could sense in her a mocking thirst. Driven half-mad by cloying vulgarity, I plotted to rid myself of this lurking threat in a grand display of sadistic sport. But as the moment of murder drew nigh, the gibbous moon revealed her inhuman desires in all their stultifying hideousness.
So we've reached level 3 resolve with our team of vampire killers. Oh, we can't have that off guard shit.
These swarming fiends carry a pernicious plague. A sickness so virulent, so insidious. It is more a curse than a mere disease. Just as I feared. Now loosed from their brackish prison, they will spread like locusts across our land.
So these enemies from the courtyard will begin to populate other dungeons, making the dungeons dangerous and unpredictable. Which is very unfortunate for us. We have quite a few quests that we have the options of doing. Our first long quest, by the way. Cheers to that. But not something that we're going to do right now. We have the option to kill the hag. We have short veteran missions, incredibly brutal. And we have All Saints Day, which I think I'm actually going to do with a set of heroes, probably. Gathering the holy relics. So, I have a few things going on here that I wouldn't mind taking care of, but I'm going to do the macro off camera and then do a quick recap of everything. The next videos will be uploaded tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching my videos, and have a good time. Have a good day, stay safe, wash your hands and all of that stuff. Oh god, it just clicked to me that I'm doing this Crimson Court stuff, talking about disease, and we've got people dying from coronavirus. Oh, it's dark. Let's not talk about that. Alright everybody, see ya.